Charlie Bahama Show. Yeah.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here for a fantastic show in jolly old London. That's right, I'll be talking to some Bahamians here in London and showing you sights all around. And I'm just leaving my Airbnb back here, but catch Charlie Bahama Show this week from London. The Charlie Bahama Show is brought to you by KFC. Ignite your senses with the exciting flavors of KFC. And brought to you by Superwash, where they washes you, dries you, presses you 24/7. And brought to you by Wendy's, where quality is our recipe. And Marco's Pizza, the Italian way. And the Save Exuma Alliance, committed to preserving the Exumas. Subscribe to the Charlie Bahama YouTube page and follow Charlie Bahama on Instagram and TikTok for those classic and new interviews. Charlie Bahama, the original OG, and OG don't stand for old guy.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show here in London with all our Bahamian creatives and folks just doing big things over here and around the world. And now I am here with a fashion designer, but I don't know, because it started in art, so we can hear this story. This is Traiceline Pratt, but you say everybody calls you Trace?
Yeah, Trey.
Trey?
Yeah, everybody back home call me Trey.
But that name Traiceline is cool. I mean, for a designer, that's already like the brand or the label name. But how'd that name come about, Traiceline?
Yeah, I mean, the name really came about with my parents just having a small dispute. So my old lady, she have 3 boys, and she just really wanted a girl. By the time it was my turn, and she was hoping for a girl. The doctor actually told her like it was a girl who was coming, and she was obsessed with Celine Dion as well. So she had this set that she would have a girl, and she'd name her Celine. And when I came out, like, it wasn't a girl, it was a boy. And then my old mom was like, ain't no way I name my son
Celine.
You know what I mean? So like he wanted to name me Trey, and then she still wanted Celine. So then they just decided to, you know what, like just put it together, and then that's my name.
Traiceline.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how Bahamians used to name from way back. You know, it's either the father and the mom, they just put the name together. So that's good. But that's a cool name.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, cool name. Now, like I said in the beginning, you know, fashion, you're in fashion design, but talking to you before we went on, it's not just fashion, it's just creative. Mm-hmm. So how did the road to fashion start for you?
Yeah, so I mean, I started off in doing fine art. So both my parents, they're in the creative industry. My father and my mother, both of them do visual display and window display. They've been decorating John Bull for like, more than 30 years now.
Wow. And John Bull on point, so they're doing a good job.
So they're the ones that decorate John Bull for more than 30 years now. So it was always in my family just to like be creative. My dad, he's an artist as well, so he has his own practice in terms of like painting and drawing.
And what's his name?
His name is Livingstone Pratt.
That's right.
So like he's had well-established artist in the Bahamas. And then, I went to school in America to study fine art. I was on a track and field scholarship that I went to America to run track and field at North Dakota State University. From there, I did my bachelor's degree in fine art. And then I think like coming down to the end of the degree, I just told myself like, I did everything that I wanted to do in art. And it was just a bit of like a shift. I had this saying in my head like, not everybody has a Picasso in their house, but everybody has a T-shirt. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I just went on Google and I typed up best fashion schools in the world. And like the school, Central St. Martin's came up. And I applied with like this art portfolio, just a bunch of paintings. And then like a 40-page manifesto, just like telling, I guess like professing what I think the creative world should look like and how people should like approach creativity. And I applied and I didn't get in, you know what I mean? It's because like, that was heartbreaking for me, but I went to Central St. Martin's MA and I walked up to the MA program and I like asked to speak to the head of the course, and I was like, I was like, listen, like, I applied for the course, and like, you guys didn't accept me. Like, you guys made a mistake, I walked out of the room at the time, and I told him, like, last thing I told him was like you'll see me soon. And like, that's kind of like the start of it. And I mean, obviously, as we go through this interview, like, I guess you'll get more of me of like the journey of like that.
Yeah, because it seems to be a thing with you is like, and it's that innate chutzpah you have, right? Is like, that's what I want, I'm gonna get it, right? Because then from there, you told me the story going into the club and running into
Virgil Abloh, yeah.
I mean, and for those people out there, Virgil is now past now, but
yeah. So I mean, Virgil Abloh, he was for years. Obviously, he was like the creative director of Kanye's like Kanye's old image. You know what I mean? So he's like Yeezy, Donda, and then like after years of being that, Virgil kind of just drifted and just started Off-White. And once he started Off-White, like Off-White became like this cult, like this cult like clothing brand, and then fashion really couldn't deny what he was doing, like his presence. So ran into Virgil into the club, and like I tapped him on the shoulder, like this, like I'm 5'9", and this guy like 6'3", 6'2", something like that. Tapped him, and I was like, hey, listen, like I'm gonna be the next big thing in fashion, like you need me. And he just like looking at me like, okay, like okay, cool, yeah, like good man. But it's like he was going to start DJing as well, because he's a DJ. So it's like, I don't like what conversation are we having in the middle of the club right now, And mind you, I had no like I just came from art. I didn't even have a portfolio. I didn't even sew a garment as yet. So it's like, who am I to like say that? But like, that's just how I felt at the moment. So I felt that I should have said that to him.
well, this is the thing. Like you said, your manifesto. Like I almost just meeting you, because I just met you a little while ago, right? But meeting you and listening to you with the manifesto and the way you go up to people, you have it in here. I think you're bigger than fashion, right? Like you're creative. So you could almost go into any creative genre and just say, hey, I'm the next big thing, right? Because, clothing is creative. You design, I mean, and we come from the Bahamas. Bahamian seamstresses, they could sew good, right?
Yeah.
They might not have the creativity, but they could sew on point,
Yeah.
right? So it's the creative part that is the seed for saying what you have. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back. London Drop, London Drop, London Drop, and we are here in front of Shakespeare's Globe. And this is the original spot where Shakespeare did all his plays, and I'm sure you all know about Shakespeare. In 1599, the original one burned down, but this is a replica that they built after. And there are plays in there starting at £5. Shakespeare plays. Little drop. History. Now you go to St. Martin, the Masters, right? To get your so how did that happen? Because and also, if you want, thank some people along the way, because it took a lot more than just your chutzpah to get you there. Also, it's financially daunting.
Yeah. So I mean, like I got in, but then COVID hit, and then I couldn't go because I was like, what sense going to a fashion school and you have to do it online? So I was like, I'll wait. COVID passed, I reapplied, and then they remembered my portfolio, so I didn't even have to like submit my portfolio into the graduate diploma. So now, like, I'm very like optimistic, like I applied for the school, like I don't know where this money coming from. And then, like I said, my parents, they were doing work at a very well-respected family in the Bahamas, and I was doing the work, and then the wife of this very respected family, she just got interested in me, and she started asking me about my life and stuff like that. I started explaining to her. I started explaining in terms of like the master's program. I'm the first Bahamian to like get into the master's program. The program is like acceptance rate of 2%. You know what I mean? Like, and the program has birthed like basically the biggest fashion designers in the industry, and she was very interested about that. And then I told her, I was like, listen, but like, like I'm not sure I could go because like I'm still trying to find the money, you know what I mean? And she was like, okay, cool. And this lady her name is Lady Sharon Wilson. And yeah, and she was like, okay, no problem. And she's like, anyway, nice talking to you. And then she just like went on about her business, you know? And like the next day she called my mother and she's like, hey, could you send Trey back to the house? Like, I'd like to speak with him. Went back to the house and she's like, oh, like, my husband would love to have a conversation with you. And she's like, he'll come out and speak to you, you know? And like, I've only seen pictures of Sir Franklin, you know what I mean? And like, growing up as a kid, like, you kind of like him. I started to think like he was like this like mystical like Chikchani or something. Cause like I've never seen him before. Like you just always like
Maybe from Andres.
yeah, you just always like hear about him in the news and hear about like his accolades and stuff, but I've never seen him in person. So now it's like now I see this like tall guy just walking from the stairs.
He could be a model for
Yeah,
fashion.
He could be a model, you know? And like he just literally sat down and he said, listen, like my wife spoke very highly about you. Like the conversation was very short. He's like, how much money do you need? And I was like, huh?
So they made sure you were able to concentrate on
School.
creativity and getting good.
Yes.
You know, getting it, and so, that's commendable.
But I'll also like to say as well is that like somebody as well who I have to speak highly about is Antonius Roberts. Reason why is because Mr. Roberts has also contributed to my educational life in fashion because him and the Charitable Arts Foundation, they have apart from obviously Sir Franklin has donated Sir Franklin the bulk of it, but like Mr. Roberts and the Charitable Arts Foundation has done everything they could and as much as they could to help with my fees and stuff as well, you know. So that is somebody who I have to also say thank you to as well because like he's somebody who even my father, you know, somebody who has like championed my father over the years, you know. Yes, Mr. Antonius Roberts, like, you know, and what he's doing for like the art community in the Bahamas and the youth is like commendable. So like, yes, hats off to Mr. Roberts.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, it's people like that the next generation, because then, you know, you'll be expected to pay it back too. But I think just from meeting you, the underlying thread with you is because everybody meets you and whatever you say or how they feel that passion, they see you're able to show them, you know, the creative future from the start, right? Virgil, getting into CSM, and then Lady Wilson, right? You just, you know, drew them in, and you know, because people don't, you know, I'm sure they get hit up by a lot, but they could see it in you, that spark. So that's something. So we know your line and whatever you do is going to be big. So you have already the name of your line and everything that you go with? Or?
Yeah, so I started my brand. It's called Goya Goma.
Now is this an exclusive now?
Yeah.
Let's just say that this is an exclusive.
So yeah.
And what does that mean?
So it's just a part of like my transition from art to fashion. So somebody who I really had tremendous amount of respect for in art was Francisco Goya, right? And then when I first started to learn about fashion, the first person I learned about was this guy called Michael Goma. So he was the first creative director of Balenciaga after Balenciaga himself, you know? And so like, I just took the two last names of those people and just put it together, which was the transition between art into fashion.
Right, great.
It's called like Goya Goma.
Very good. Now, I know you already said, you know, what you did. You said you've done your dues. So let's tell the people some of the names and some of the people you worked for these dues, because some nice names.
Yeah.
Let's do some name dropping.
So, I mean, some names I can't mention because NDA, but like some of the most respectable names, obviously, Samuel Ross from A Cold Wall, Virgil Abloh, Phoebe Philo. Phoebe Philo, she was the creative director of Celine. But I mean, apart from that, you know, like after I graduated CSM, you know, offers start flooding in. Bottega, Loewe, Louis Vuitton, you know, all these guys like wanted me to come there, but I decided to go to Phoebe.
But also, folks have worn your clothes too.
Yeah, folks have worn my clothes. Fashion brands have stolen my ideas. We're not
But
gonna
I saw you posted. I mean, I assume we could say it ASAP.
Yeah. So like ASAP wore something from the new collection that's coming up soon. My relationship with that came about through his stylist. So his stylist, Matthew Henson, guys literally become like an older brother for me.
Oh, good.
He saw my work through social media, and he just reached out to me. And then next thing you know, like my mother called me, and she's like, "That jacket that you like, the jacket that you showed me," she's like, "I saw like ASAP Rocky wearing it," and I was like, "Really?" I was like, "What?" And so like when everybody found out about the jacket, I found out about it as well. Like I didn't know who it was for. You know what I mean? I knew Matthew like style ASAP, but I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know.
And you know what I mean? So
that's a great surprise.
Yeah, so it was good. And then like we made like some other stuff as well. Like there's also like a full look that I made that was supposed to be for the Met, that for him wearing at the Met. But like, you know, Anna Wintour chooses what people wear at the Met, and I guess like I think at the time she just wanted ASAP to wear his own clothes that he made and stuff like that, because he has a brand as well. So, but yeah, like me and Matthew, we have a really good relationship, man. Like and we still like work together closely. I literally just was talking to him before you came. So
I mean, that says a lot, because when somebody else has their own brand and then they wear your stuff, that says a lot. So subscribe to the Charlie Bahama YouTube page and follow Charlie Bahama on Instagram and TikTok for those classic and new interviews. Charlie Bahama, the original OG, and OG don't stand for old guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is just the beginning. I'm lucky I got in here when I did, you know, because you wouldn't have time for me anymore. But also before we have to say because Pamela Burnside was the one who said, "You going to London? You gotta interview Traiceline." And Pamela, because she went to Central St. Martin.
Yeah. But when she went there, it's just called St. Martin School of Art. Like she literally was the first Bahamian to go to such a prestigious school, you know, and so that's like a huge. I have to commend on that, to be in like, you know, a school that literally is like they champion the best of the best in terms of the fashion industry. So like she was the first Bahamian to go into the school, and then I was lucky enough to be the second Bahamian to go to school, but the first in the master's program.
Master's, right? Well, Traiceline, you know, congratulations to you. And hopefully, you know, like another reason I'm over here, my daughter's going to CSM. So hopefully, you know, she'll follow.
As well.
So her listening to you, you know, it's the chutzpah. You just got to go for it. Because that's what I'm seeing from you and everybody out there. Go for it.
I'll say this to your daughter as well. Like, CSM isn't the difference between St. Martin's and any other fashion school. Those other fashion schools, they kind of teach you what to sew and stuff like that. St. Martin's isn't about that. It's a way of thinking. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, anybody can learn how to sew, anybody can learn how to pattern cut, but you can't learn how to think. You can't learn how to like properly execute and think creatively, and that's how it is. So having that on your resume, straight up just puts you in like a different category from everybody else. So like, congrats to her, and just like make the best of it and absorb the thinking. You know, everything else, like you can learn the rest of your stuff like on your own. It's the thinking that matters.
All right, so I think after this one, me and you, we just gonna go for a drink and we keep talking, because this is mine.
There ain't got no calico over here, but like you can find something.
we'll get a Guinness, you know. We'll get a Guinness on top. So anyway, more Charlie Bahama from London. If you want more Charlie Bahama, go to any of our social media pages or subscribe to the Charlie Bahama YouTube page. Well, thanks for watching the Charlie Bahama Show over here in London. And I'm sure a lot of y'all recognize who was in the beginning of the show. My cousin, Rossi, hey Rossi, now don't forget I was the one who got you into acting now. Your first role, I'm pretty sure, was BTC. Remember? That was when you was young.
The Vibe Phone commercial.
That's right. But Rossi has gone on to a lot more projects. You see him in a lot of things with Tyrone, right? Tyrone Burrows.
Oh, yeah.
And then also when I had you and Tyrone in another KFC ad.
Oh yeah, KFC.
Boy, look, I keep you employed, man. I'm just serious. But anyway, Rossi is over here in London, and so another Bahamian in London in this beautiful sunny weather. You know.
As you can see.
So tell me, man, how has it been for you over here in London? I mean, are you having fun?
So far, you know, it's a wonderful experience. You know, it's different, totally different, but it's wonderful. You know, I've met a lot of other Bahamians over here, a lot of Bahamian students that are very intelligent. Recently, there was a musical showcase with a Bahamian group, Tongue of the Ocean.
Oh, wow.
You know, Sherwood Ramming, Judah the Lion, Chelsea Blues.
That's right. You know, now you mention it, I know that because Judah was on my show the week before he left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to come here. So I did know about that. And so that was cool.
Oh, yeah, it was amazing. Amazing showcase of Bahamian talent. And more of that need to happen, not only in London, but all around the world.
All around the world. That's for true. And that's another thing with this show. I was so happy to come over here and to show the Bahamians and feature them on this show. So you could see, and this is what I featured as just a few. And as you can see, the people that I know personally, but there's so many other Bahamians doing big things here in London and in Europe and around the world. So, you know, and of course our boy Rossi, because I expect to see Rossi on a show here.
Yeah, you know.
In the West End or on the TV show.
Yeah, West End or maybe just on TV, but particularly film, coming soon.
All right, well let me hear your British accent. Hello, how are you? Yeah, let's hear something.
No.
No?
You ain't pay me for that.
Oh, okay. See, look at Rossi already come across the pond, and now I gotta pay him just to put on a British accent. Anyway, Rossi, good luck to you. I expect to see you doing big things, just like the rest of the Bahamians that were on this show. And like I say, for you guys, go to all the Charlie Bahama socials, especially the YouTube page and Instagram, because you get to see Bahamians all around the world doing big things, and of course all the celebrities that come to the Bahamas and you know, hang out with us over there. So look, we ending right here. See, that's the London Eye over there. So that's another thing that landmark here in London. Of course, we always knew Big Ben was right there. See, straight behind us, right there. So, but like I say, hit all the Charlie Bahama socials and share so that we can show Bahamians doing big things, and the Bahamas, of course, all around the world. All right, so until next time, Charlie Bahama.
Cheerio.
Finally got it.
I'm gonna need a few pounds for that.
A couple shillings.
Charlie Bahama Show. 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 Charlie Bahama Show.